Hello, just popping in to remind you that my book is now available for pre-order if you're in the United States. It is on Amazon.com alongside a bunch of other US-based book-selling websites. So if you want to go check those out, if you want to pre-order a copy for yourself, all the links are down in the description box. Thank you very much. Now on with the video. What is up with this curl? I'm getting a haircut literally today, so it's going, not all of it, some of it. Hey Spuds, it's Jamie, welcome back to another video. If that's been on the channel, I don't know, but welcome either way. I'm very glad to have you here, and
today
we are going through a subreddit that I found very good last time. There's some good posts on there. It's interesting. It's a kind of newish thing. I've only done this once before and I think you kind of liked it, so I'm here again doing it again. I'm sorry, don't know what happened with that sentence, but today we are looking through the subreddit of My Partner is Trans. So these are posts. They are a mixture of like happy, sad, positive, negative, advice, heartwarming, sharing stories, just all kinds of things shared by people who are the partner of a trans person. Ta-da! And I thought we'd have a look at some of them today. I think they're great. They're heartwarming. They show that trans people are lovable and dateable and just all of the above, and there's so often pushed on trans people that we are undateable and unlovable, but that's absolutely not true. So I like looking at things like this. It's also really good to offer some advice and open it up to a different community as well and be like, hey, what would you do in this situation? And I can share my opinion and you can share your opinion and we can all just enjoy the love. I don't know where that was going. I'm sorry. We're just going to read some posts, have a look at some things and share opinions. Woo! Let's go. I'm new here. Welcome, new here. My 22F husband, 25 MTF, came out to me a few weeks ago. He's still using he, him pronouns and will switch when he starts passing. I appreciate a clarification on pronoun usage because sometimes you read posts like this and people are using like assigned gender pronouns and it's like, well, I don't, it's nice to know where that's coming from. And the trans person who's being referred to, whether they are happy or not with these pronouns, I always want to know, so thank you. It makes it a lot more comfortable to read. I'm bisexual, so I don't have a problem with it. However, I feel emotionally unstable. It's quite big news. That's okay. I feel like I'm grieving him even though he's the same person. Maybe it's the idea of what I thought we were going to be when we married. I have to lie to my family now and I'm worried about rejection, and even though I'm bisexual, I thought I'd never have to deal with being the lesbian couple in the neighborhood that gets the weird looks. There's a lot to process, a lot going on. So worried about family, she feels like she's grieving her partner and is anxious about being a very visible LGBTQ plus couple. I don't think any of that is like unwarranted. The grieving process is something I've had people go through, like parents of trans kids, like kids of trans parents, like partners of trans people. Some people feel like they go through a grieving process for the life they thought they were going to have, the relationship they thought they were going to have, the child, the partner, the parent they thought they had, and who they thought that person was. Even though they are the same person, it's still perfectly normal for it to feel like something has shifted, because for you, from an outside perspective, things will be a bit different. There will be new ways to refer to somebody. There will be probably a new appearance and new expressions and things like that, and an adjustment in also how others view you as a couple. And I think it's very normal to go through this grieving process and then also be worried about rejection from family and neighbors and things. I feel like I'm being so selfish, but I can't help how scared I feel that everything is changing. He's so happy and euphoric, and I just feel like I'm scrambling behind him trying to figure out how we can get through this with minimal pain and rejection. This is a heavy one. Some of them are heavy. It's not a bad thing to be heavy. It's quite a lot to deal with, just because it's not you that is transitioning, and you know, it's not you who is the trans person and going through this process. And even though you want to support the trans person in your life who may be having a difficult time or who may be extremely excited about the next chapter of their life, and you don't want to dampen that or you don't want to add to their stress or whatever, you are still allowed to have your own feelings about this. You are still allowed to feel sad, feel happy, feel excited, feel nervous, feel scared. Like, it's all perfectly normal and it's all perfectly allowed. But I can appreciate how there will feel like there's a conflict of you're seeing somebody so happy, but you're not quite feeling that happiness because there's a lot going on. And that's okay. Give yourself some time. I feel so completely unsatisfied in our sex life, and I threw the most disgusting tantrum last night because I'm so overly emotional and unsatisfied. On the other side of things, he's been so perfect and amazing and validating and is trying so hard to help me and take care of my crazy emotions. And I feel like I'm just being this insane bish, but these emotions are so persistent and I feel so guilty about them. I just want them to go away because overall I'm so happy for him and I'm really excited. I would honestly say give yourself some time. Give yourself a little bit of slack here and some patience, and like don't feel like you need to use phrases like crazy emotions and insane bish to refer to yourself. There's a lot to process. It's a big shift in your life. You are absolutely supportive of your partner. You deserve to take the time to process your own emotions about it and let them breathe. I don't know some people who are not transphobic and are very like trans accepting. There's almost this like, oh, maybe I can't show any negative emotions because that would be seen as like anti-trans in some way. But clearly you're not. Like, you're very supportive. This person is very supportive of their partner and their partner being trans and transitioning. Feel what you need to feel and process it. Go speak to somebody about it if you need to. It could really help. It's very new and it might take a little while, but things will get better and feel easier. Not sure how to help my MTF wife. My 27F wife, 33 MTF, and I have a long and complicated history, having been best friends for the past 16 years and married for 6. Wow. We have a 2-year-old daughter and have a son on the way. Oh, congratulations. My wife came out to me as trans 3 months before our daughter was born, so just over 2 years ago, and we agreed that she would wait to start hormones until a few months after the birth because I'm a high risk for PPD and I was concerned about adding more hormonal changes to the mix. I'm not sure what PPD is, but if there was like a medical reason, very fair. Despite that, she decided to start hormones the month of the birth anyway. It was a rough period, but we got through it. I'm not sure what the medical advice would be there, but if that was coming from like advice of, yeah, you shouldn't add anything more into the mix here. As a trans person, I know how hard it is to wait for HRT, but if it was between that and like risking complications with other people, I'd absolutely wait, but I don't know enough about the situation other than sharing if I were advised to wait. I probably would have waited. Yeah. I tried really hard to be supportive in the beginning. I let her wear my clothes and offered to help with makeup and hair, and I did a lot of research on things like hair removal, voice training, surgeries, HRT, etc. What I learned is that I was actually stressing her out by bringing all of this up because she said she wasn't emotionally ready to do those things. Okay, so maybe like a tad over enthusiastic with the support, potentially. I like to jump into new things and have an all or nothing approach, and I realized she really needs to be the one to decide when she wants to start on these things. I let her know that I'm here to support her when she's ready and left it at that. Cool. That sounds like good communication. You were supportive and excited and you wanted to know everything and you wanted her to know everything, but she wasn't ready. It was a little bit overwhelming, so you stepped back and let her do her own process with finding things out. Great. Cool. Sounds fine. I'm really sorry if I sound a bit like nasally. I'm on the end of a cold. Oh my god. My body has been cold city for this entire month.
I'm sick. Thank you very much.
But it's been 2 years and she hasn't made any progress on any of it. She's never tried to put on makeup. She asked me to do it for her once over a year ago and she removed it after 30 minutes or so. She doesn't want to learn how to do her hair, hers or our daughter's. I bought her a wig early on and she only wore it for 20 minutes once. She hasn't done much as far as vocal training and she gave up on the idea of permanent hair removal. None of that is a requirement at all. There are many like cis women who don't do any of those things either. I feel like that's completely her choice to not want to take certain steps or do certain things or express in a certain way. This wouldn't bother me at all, except for the fact that we live in a rural area where not passing is a safety issue. Okay. Oh, that feels like a difficult scenario. When it doesn't bother you personally, but you're worried, yeah. Okay, as a safety thing. She now has breasts larger than mine and long hair, but has tried to hide them as much as possible, which is getting increasingly difficult. I'm genuinely getting concerned for her safety, and she already gets stares wherever she goes. Oh, it's so difficult, because if it's just not what somebody wants to do, and it's not the expression they're comfortable with, or the steps they want to take, it's so horrible that they would feel forced into doing it out of safety concerns. But I completely appreciate the fact that there are safety concerns, right? And, you know, like safety concerns as a trans person, particularly a trans person who is likely to get misgendered, or people would be likely to view them as a trans person. It's so tricky. I just don't know what to do to help, and I know all of these things take time to become comfortable with and won't just happen overnight. I worry that she's going to be attacked if she can't get to a point where she can pass. Her breasts very much seem like they're still growing, and large breasts run in her family. There's going to be a point in time where she won't be able to hide them. I've been begging her to see a therapist for 6 months or so, and she says she will, but won't find one or schedule. Any advice? This is tough. I don't know if I have any advice. I mean, my first suggestion, which I absolutely know is not possible for everyone and is a privilege to be able to choose to do, would be to move somewhere less rural with less safety concerns, because it's so hard for somebody to push themselves into taking steps and doing things they're not ready to. Having therapy is a difficult thing to do for most people. It's almost impossible to do that when you don't feel ready to, and it's not a stage that you're at mentally. And then the other things like not wanting to wear makeup, not wanting to do your hair in certain ways, not wanting to go through permanent hair removal. Those are all things that should very much be optional and are very much optional. But then, yeah, the concerns around safety, because if you got kids and just generally and financially and emotionally and everything, it's very hard to just uproot your life and move. There's a lot going on. I wonder like how open the conversation has been over the safety concerns specifically, and how OP's wife feels about their own safety, whether that plays any kind of role in how they feel. Like, I think that would be important to know. This has been very heavy so far. Sometimes these videos can be. I mean, so far we've seen lovely supportive partners, but just the difficulties around being trans. Obviously she needs to reach the stage of wanting to do certain processes and being ready for them herself. I personally would have an honest conversation with my partner about the safety concerns and see where their head's at with it, and if there was anything different that can be done that didn't involve like uprooting your life or her doing things that she wasn't comfortable doing, that could resolve some of the issues. Sharing some positivity and hope for those just starting out. Oh, I love it already. We're officially 10 months into our new normal, and I'm happier now than I've been in our 19 years of marriage. Yep. Happier than ever. This is so cute. The love of my life, my partner of 20 plus years, will begin estrogen any day now, as soon as the postal service finally delivers the prescription. I was scared when the appointment was set months ago, but now I'm excited for them to continue to feel better. They are happier than ever, and our relationship is stronger than ever. They are finally settling into their true self and able to live freely in our home. They are open, loving, helpful, affectionate, and happy. A weight has lifted off our entire household. That is quite beautiful, honestly. When somebody is able to be themselves and is not holding in this big secret or this big thing that they're scared of or maybe ashamed of, and all of these things, you will see a person blossom. If they have an environment where they are able to grow and be themselves and be accepted, it will absolutely transform everything about them for the better, and it will help transform relationships they have for the better. Not all relationships will survive somebody coming out, but people can absolutely still remain good friends and be support systems for their ex-partner who's just come out. Lots of relationships will survive. I think the key is the support, not whether the relationship continues or not. But this is very sweet. Yes, as a heterosexual woman, it's been an adjustment for me to get used to my spouse's more feminine form, but as we've progressed, I'm embracing it. I did cry when the facial and body hair went away. I had fear about how our intimate life would look. Now, I love how their pretty manicured nails feel running through my hair or down my back. I'm enjoying the tenderness and loving side of my spouse. I'm still not attracted to women in general, but I'm still attracted to my partner. I know time will tell as hormones kick in and changes progress, but for now, I'm happy. I'm past the fear of the unknown and taking it all day by day. That sounds very open-minded. It's a kind of attraction and relationship that I've heard happen not just when a trans person involved, so somebody who for their whole life has been like, I'm heterosexual, this, and then suddenly they just really form a bond and start developing romantic feelings for someone of the same gender, and it's like, whoa. And it can take a bit of adjustment. The gender of the partner has not been stated. I'm assuming trans feminine in some way, because heterosexual women estrogen, yes, but they them pronouns, so maybe they're non-binary, I'm not sure. I would say, as your partner doesn't identify as a man and isn't a man, if you are still attracted to them, heterosexuals probably not going on. Like, heterosexuality not found. This is not to say it was not a rocky road to get to this point. We had lots of long, tearful talks. I had many bad, sad, and angry days. Individual and couples counselling are a must. So are boundaries and a partner who will make space for your feelings. We've grown as a couple in ways I only dreamed of, and this has brought us closer together. I would never have imagined it would, but here we are. I don't know, but here we are. I feel like I read that really weird, but here we are. No, I can't do it on its own now. Never mind, you get the weird, but here we are. I know we still have a long road ahead of us, and can't speak. And 10 months is not a long time, but it feels like we've come quite far. I hope if you're new here and you stumble upon this feeling lost and scared, you see it as a glimmer of hope. I know I could have used one back then. I feel like this could really speak to the first post we read, because it's that sometimes when it's a brand new thing and it's this big wave of emotions, it can feel incredibly scary and overwhelming. But as time goes on and you communicate as a couple, things really can progress and feel clearer and feel less scary. And this is very cute. I think it's lovely that somebody's taken the time to come onto the subreddit and share a positive, hopeful message and offer some hope and love to people who are 10 months behind them. My husband and I are becoming parents this fall, and I wanted to share the trans joy of just doing laundry and taxes. Oh, they're gonna have a baby. Oh, that's so cute. I honestly get so emotional when I see like families where like there's a trans parent, because I just think it's really cute, because I felt like it would not happen. I felt like love wouldn't happen for me, let alone the potential of having a family one day. So I love seeing like trans people living their best lives, being loved, loving other people, having kids. Yeah, I'm very, very broody. Shabra and I honestly looked at like the baby clothes section in a shop the other day, and it was such a bad idea, and we picked out the same outfits. We were like, point to your favorite, 3, 2, 1, and then we pointed to the same one. It's like, no, we should not buy it yet, but we are talking about stuff, and yeah, I can't wait. We met, he transitioned, and 4 years later, they're married. Oh, cute. Congratulations. I love the bouquet of flowers. That's lovely. First outing with my wife couldn't have gone better, celebrating our 11-year anniversary. Oh, congratulations on 11 years together. And first outing with your wife. Oh, so this is like your partner's just come out, and it's the first time they're like presenting femme in public, and you're going out as like, oh, wifeys. I love it. Oh, this is so sweet. I honestly get so emotional over the concept of trans people just being like uplifted by others. Like, we're so fed that like,
oh, society hates you if you're trans, nobody will love you, look at all this shit, look at what the media says about trans people,
blah 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 blah. And then there is bad stuff happening, I'm not ignoring that, but like, if we go under the surface of the very loud minority of transphobes, there is so much love out there for the trans community, both within the community and from allies and people outside, and just trans people are deserving of happy, fulfilled, loving lives and can absolutely find those. Coming home after SRS. It's a little vagina cupcake with, is that like trans flag? Are they macaroons or macarons? Biscuit things. Wow. Nobody baked me a penis cupcake. Excuse me, actually, though, I did have a little penis party after I was recovered from lower surgery, and one of my friends made little penises, but they weren't edible. I wanted to eat one. That sounds so bad, sorry. Our newborn has taken over our lives, but I still wanted to do something to celebrate the anniversary of my wife coming out. Oh, little celebration. Is there a heart drawn on that cake? And there's a little one. And you could reuse the one when your newborn turns 1. Yay. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, let's go back to a little reading one. My partner is trans, and I feel like I'm falling in love with her all over again. It's a nice feeling. I was nervous when she told me at first, admittedly, because I was worried we might lose something we had. I wasn't entirely wrong, I guess. Some pieces of her personality are different than what I've been used to. Yeah, people don't change entirely, but like, as they grow into themselves and are more confident and comfortable, things can change. I love that title. I didn't acknowledge it, I just kept on reading the post. My partner is trans, and I feel like I'm falling in love with her all over again. Oh, I love it. I'm seeing her more confident in ways I hadn't before. It gives me butterflies. The way she holds herself when she's alone with me around the house, it's like she's more comfortable in a way I hadn't realised she was missing, and I love it about her. This is what I mean about like, people will just absolutely grow and become their best and most fulfilled selves if they are just given a little bit of love and support and openness, whether that's from a partner or a parent or a friend. I hadn't anticipated this feeling. It's not to say I view her entirely differently. She's still my love of 5 years. I just didn't expect to feel so freshly in love again like this. I can't share with anyone I know in the real world, so I'm glad I can here. I'm glad you can too. I'm very happy for them. I feel like this video is just so much of me going, oh, that's so sweet. Oh, yes. Oh, trans people being loved. Yay. And it is. That is literally what this video is. I just want to highlight some cute moments of like trans people being loved and loving other people. And also, you know, it can be a tricky road, and that's okay as well. It's perfectly fine to have these big, scary emotions that you don't know what to do with, and to be a bit confused and not sure what's happening and how you're feeling for a while. And that's okay. You're allowed to take your time, even if you're then trying to also support your partner going through their transition. transition. It's a difficult time. There's a lot going on. It's okay. Sorry, let me not turn to the side as if I'm going to react to anything else. That's it. That's it for all the cute "my partner is trans" Reddit posts. Do you have any cute stories to share about your partner, if you're a trans person and what's happened, or if your partner came out as trans or is a trans person from when you met? I don't know. You know what I mean. Do you have any cute stories related to relationships and transness? Please leave them down below and have a chat and share the love and share the support. And yeah, I love it. If you did like this video, think about giving it a thumbs up and subscribing, but no pressure. And yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Much love. Bye.